I think Loki's dream was to be a part of an organization bigger than himself. I think this comes from the inspiration that he gets from Rock Zebek after he watched Rock Zebek explain his dream to his father, King Harold. Now, with that being said, I think Loki was either given or found the canonical variation of the mini mini fruit in order to achieve this dream, because it's very clear that the only human he has respected so far is Roxy Zebek, but he knew he couldn't be a part of his crew because he was too big. So he was either given or found the mini mini fruit so he could shrink down to fit on Roxy Zebek's ship. With that being said, another reason why I think Loki has the mini mini fruit is because so far, in the entirety of the One Piece franchise, all exclusively size altering abilities have been held by giant characters. Now, I know people will probably bring up Burndy World as he was not a giant and he had a size altering ability. However, the more fruit did more than just alter the size of things. It also increased speed of objects and Burndy World himself. So we're just talking about size altering abilities in this video, and that's more than a size altering ability. With that being said, to continue, I've talked about this in several videos now, but Blue, the giant warrior of Elbaf from One Piece Round the Land, former crewmate to Brocky and Dory, was the first holder that we know of the mini mini fruit. This then goes to Lily Instomach from the filler arc that went in tandem with the 12th One Piece movie. She too had the mini mini fruit, and she was a warrior from Elbaf whose father was childhood friends with Brogy and Dory, much like Harold. Then when we get into the canon, we have the largest person in the world, San Wolf, a non-Albathian giant with the ability of the huge fruit. This then leads us into the giant Albathian Al Biblo, who has the ability of the grow fruit, in which he can alter the size of inanimate objects. So from the total franchise of One Piece, every single time a size altering ability comes up, it belongs to a giant character of some sort. So I could believe that the opposite is true in the canon with Loki, especially seeing as how in the same arc of Elbaf, we have already been introduced to a character that can make things grow. So it would only make sense that we have a character in the franchise that's canon that can make themselves or objects shrink. So that's why I think Loki has the canonical version of the mini mini fruit. And the reason why it's kind of likely, if he does, that he will join the crew, because the same qualities that he saw in Rocks, he could presumably see in Luffy and want to join his organization. And this makes sense because now with the canonical variation of the mini mini fruit, he could actually fit on the boat. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede.